Okay, everybody, today we're going to talk about square root. So square root is the inverse of a squared number. So inverse just means opposite. So anytime you hear the word inverse, we're going to talk about the opposite. So for example, the inverse of addition is subtraction and the inverse of multiplication is division. So the inverse of a squared number is square root, and the inverse of square root is a squared number. So this is our sign for square root. It looks a little like a division sign, but it has this little hook on the end, a little check mark almost. So that's what our square root sign is. So what that means is that if we have, for example, the square root of 4, it's going to equal 2. Now the reason that we have that, and the reason that that works, is that if we think about what times itself will equal 4, right? Or if we arrange it in an array here, just like this right here, if we arrange it in an array, then we are able to arrange it in 2 rows of 2, right? So 2 times 2, or 2 squared. Same thing with this one. So the square root of 9 is going to be 3 because I can arrange it in 3 rows of 3. And then if we look at the square root of 16, 4 times 4 is 16, so we can get this into 4 rows of 4. The square root of 25 is 5 because 5 times 5 is 25. The square root of 36 is 6, so because 6 times 6 is 36. If we continue going, we can do the square root of 49, which is 7. The square root, because 7 times 7 is 49. The square root of 64 is 8. So 8 times 8 is 64. The square root of 81 is 9. The square root of 100 is 10. So that's how square root works. Basically, we're just doing the opposite of a squared number. That is, those are all of our squared numbers. So if we think about that, these are their squares over here on this side, and then our square root versions are here. So when you say a square root the square root of 1 equals 1, you don't say 1 squared. The square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is 2. So not 2 squared, the square root of 4 is 2. So you leave the squared off when you're talking about the answer to a square root problem. Okay, so, and this takes us all the way down to the square root of 144, which is 12. So it gets all the way down here. All right, guys, that is square root. That was quick and easy. Thanks, guys. Bye.